AITA for telling my mill she won't be seeing my baby after throwing a baby shower for herself? My husband and I are expecting our first child. We moved to be closer to his family. I'm no contact with mine. My mother-in-law has been referring to the baby as her baby this entire time. She will say things like, "I can't wait for my baby to be born. My baby is going to be so loved." This rubs me the wrong way for reasons I cannot explain. But my husband tells me to ignore her. My mill wanted to throw me a baby shower and invite her friends. She said they made an agreement a long time ago that they would celebrate each other's kids' weddings and births. My husband and I eloped and declined a reception for her friends since we don't know them. My mill told me that I owed it to her to let her throw the baby shower since I hurt her friends' feelings by not having wedding reception. I asked if I could invite my friends, and she said no, that this was for her friends, and that if my friends wanted to throw me a shower they could. I reluctantly agreed. My husband and I spent hours on our registry, and my mill asked for it so she could share with her friends. She said she forwarded the registry on. She asked me what design I wanted on my cake and cookies. I told her flowers because I am decorating the nursery in a garden theme. At the shower they provided me with a mother-to-be sash and my mill a granny-to-be sash to wear. I noticed that the theme of the shower was circus animals. The cake had an elephant and balloons on it, and the cookies were animals. At first I thought that maybe the floral theme was just too difficult. So I rolled with it until it was time to open presents. Every present was some sort of circus animal. Onesies, blankets, toys, nothing on my registry. I was a little confused and even went so far to check my registry to make sure I hadn't goofed up and changed everything. I thanked everyone for their gifts and tried to sound as gracious as possible. But I was so confused. My husband, who is a little less tactful than I am, showed up at the end of the shower and noticed the theme right away. He goes, "What's up with all the circus animals?" He looks at the presents and says, "This isn't what we asked for." Then he looked at his mom and goes, "Mom, what did you do?" Quote, "She smiled and said, I didn't like the theme you chose for my baby. I'm going to decorate my baby's nursery at my house with circus animals. So I created a registry for myself." My husband said, "You did what?" She says, "My baby is going to need a room at my house, so I threw a shower for myself." I lost my composure and told her that she would not see my baby and to stop calling the baby hers. And my husband told his mom that she's delusional if she thinks we're going to allow this. She started crying and said we are just withholding her baby from her. We've been getting texts from his family since the shower, calling us selfish and ungrateful and saying we ruined her joy of being a grandma. Are we the What the heck did I just read? Like, just how creepy can your mill get? She's pretty much trying to steal your child from you. So heck no. You're obviously NTA. There is nothing wrong with a good grandmother expecting her grandchild to come over for sleepovers. There is nothing wrong with a grandmother to prepare a bedroom for that. There is nothing wrong with a grandmother deciding the theme for that room. But your mill took it to an unacceptable level of creepiness. She had no right to throw a baby shower for herself. That is not what baby showers are for. If she wanted gifts from her friends, fine. But she, 1. should have been honest up front. Point 2. shouldn't have called it a baby shower. Point 3. shouldn't have led you to believe you'd receive gifts from your registry. Likewise, she had no right to put herself at the same level as you with those sashes. Most of all, she absolutely has no right to call your baby hers. And that BS needs to stop. This is decidedly not about her being a grandmother. And that's precisely the issue at hand. She doesn't see herself as a grandmother. She sees herself as your baby's mother. or at least at the same level as you. And that is not okay. Cheers for your husband for finally stepping in. He should have trusted your intuition. But at least he's now taking your side. My husband's mom became as unhinged as this when we got pregnant. It began with her telling us she'd come stay for a month before to ensure she is at the birth of her baby. We hadn't invited her nor wanted her at the birth. We were then told she'd stay a couple of months after to bond with her baby and get them set up on her routine. We were being told how we would raise the baby and only she had a say. It was making my husband sick, and this was not long after letting them back into our lives. He told her it had to stop or we couldn't have a relationship as it was making him ill. She went mad, and of course she wants to blame, and it's insane to think we the parents would have a say. So he cut them off totally. You know what, he was relieved once he did it, but it did take him therapy and time to mentally get over how sick she'd made him. He was always clear that our lives would have been hell and it would never have gotten better if we hadn't stopped her. That he was glad we could just concentrate on ourselves and baby and just being new parents. You are doing the right thing, Anae, to block her access to all social media as monitor who can see your posts. Last thing you want is her using that to stalk you or post pictures and info online about your baby. I'd also set up security cameras around your home. If you use a babysitter or daycare, make sure to warn them about her. That she could try and take your child and is never to be allowed near. If she show up, they've to call the police. This is not overkill. This is a woman who thinks she's fully entitled to your baby and that she will be the mother. Heck no. NTA, make sure if she has keys to your home, locks are changed. Make sure you invest in security cameras. Let the hospital know your mill is to be nowhere near your baby. Let them know you and your husband are the only two that fill out any paperworks. Honestly, no contact from the start. That way she has no grandparents visitation case. Document every creepy thing she does. Call your doctor and tell your pediatrician at the time to pass word. Protect your medical information. Your mill is unhinged, and this has hands that rock the cradle vibes. NTA. This is very disturbing behavior. Deranged, in fact. If you and your husband ever do relent and let her glimpse the baby, I know you will never let him or her out of your sight, and that nursery will never be used. I'm not usually alarmist, but please ensure you have security cameras installed in and around your home. Also, that mill has no keys. Change the locks if need be. Congratulations to you and your husband on your baby. Hope all goes well. NTA. Is this for real? I honestly would lose my mind. His mother has many screws loose and I'd move far, far away. This is just the beginning of a huge nightmare. I have to ask again if this is real. What the actual hell is with grandmothers on Reddit trying to either steal babies or steal their own sons away from their spouses? It's so freaking creepy and absolutely insane. NTA. This woman is not in a healthy enough headspace to be anywhere near your child. I'd be afraid for the baby's safety. I shuddered reading this because it sounds like something my mother would do. The difference being that I could call my own mother a psycho and you had this unfortunate experience with your mill. I'm so glad your husband stood up for you. NTA at all. OMG. Why did she even invite you to her circus-themed? Appropriate. I roll my eyes. Baby shower. Since it was for her and her friends for her baby, she could have just quietly had a party for her and all her little buddies. And they could have filled up the baby's room at grandma's house. Without even involving you. NTA for being weirded out over this whole thing. NTA. Her circus has plenty of clowns. NTA. My mill, who lived in Texas while we were in Illinois, said something about setting up a nursery. And I looked at her and said, "Exactly how often do you think we're going to be down at your house?" Quote, "My kid is now 17 and I think he's been down to their place 5 or 6 times over 17 years. NTA because she said she was going to throw less than I baby shower. And ask less than I the theme. Then went and disregarded it all. And for all those people crying about denying a child a grandparent. It is obvious Mill didn't want to be grandma. But mom. So no. She is not denying a child a grandparent. The grandparent denied the grandchild one. Yikes. NTA. I'd get it if she said, "my grandbaby," or something to indicate that she wasn't the primary provider of that child. It's almost like she's treating you as a surrogate for her baby. I am sorry if this is rude, but I don't know how else to put it. That woman needs therapy. NTA. NTA. This is next level scary stuff. My Mill has overstepped so many boundaries with my kids. My middle child in particular. And her shenanigans really had a certain stranglehold on my marriage until fairly recently. It sounds like your husband is starting to see things the way you do. Don't let him revert back to excusing her behavior cause it causes much bigger, really messed up problems down the road. I promise. We went super low contact with my Mill. Supervised visits only. Once my husband saw things the way I've seen them for 10 years. Suddenly I wasn't crazy or jealous or making stuff up anymore. Don't be like us. Your little fam deserves so much better. Congratulations on your little one. A garden nursery sounds so lovely. Absolutely NTA. It's your baby, not your mother-in-law's circus. The audacity to throw a shower for herself with a theme she likes without any consideration for your preferences is beyond selfish. Your feelings are valid, and it's important to set boundaries, especially when it comes to your child. The entitlement from your mother-in-law is astonishing, and you and your husband are well within your rights to stand up for your choices as parents. Don't let the guilt trips from his family make you question your decision. This is about your growing family, and their interference is unwarranted. Stick to your boundaries and enjoy your pregnancy without unnecessary drama. Cut off every single person siding with her. You need to talk to your husband ASAP. This is the final straw. She will never be allowed to be alone with the baby. To be honest, I wouldn't have her near the baby ever. But you need to talk to your husband. Make sure everyone within the medical staff and hospital is aware she is not allowed near the baby or your room. This is beyond sick. Take precautions now. INTA. NTA. I love the part where your husband immediately understands what's going on. Mom. What did you do? Quote, he knows who she is. She has main character syndrome. Does your husband have siblings? Is your baby a girl? I'm getting the vibes Mill either regrets only having one child or never got the daughter she dreamed of. NTA. NTA. You need to make sure you have the hospital locked down tight. No visitors and make sure they have a picture of your Mill. Cameras at home and change the locks if she has a key. She is not right in the head and it could be dangerous for you and your child. Protect yourself. NTA. This is psychotic behavior on part of your Mill. Go no contact and get a restraining order. I am afraid she is going to try and kidnap your baby.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.